We just love Dr. Tracy Alloway, and more from her soon on New Year's resolutions. But while we're on the subject of getting your exercise watching football, there are other ways to get your exercise as well.
Yeah, so, with the Jags not playing anymore, you might be inclined to put in a little bit more effort on exercise, but for people of a certain age, it's kind of a burden. So we have somebody here, Pat Hannigan from the Jacksonville Fitness Academy, to give us some thoughts on changing that mentality to make it more habitual.
Obviously, you're popular this time of year.
Yes,
a lot of people have questions, so welcome to the show. And yeah, I think really a lot of this has to come down to really making it a habit.
Yes, sir. I think New Year's resolutions are a couple things. They become very stressful for people, and they also allow people to put off, like you guys were talking about, like yesterday, no one was at the gym. Why weren't people making resolutions right after Thanksgiving? It's okay, you wait until January, so what? That's a month and a half of just, okay, yeah, it's coming, whatever, it's no big deal. So there's two things. People, it's all or nothing. They set the goal and they think, okay, I have to reach this goal with no thought of how do I reach this goal? What are the small steps I take every single day to make this a reality, instead of saying, okay, I need to just go 65 miles an hour from January 1st until I can't work out anymore, I blow out a ligament, or I just hate it. And once they don't reach the goal in their short time they've set out for themselves, they feel like a failure and they become down on themselves and they just stop for the rest of the year.
So Pat, would you suggest in that people make a goal and then maybe some mini goals underneath it?
Absolutely. It's almost like creating a roadmap for yourself. So think if your goal is, like you said, stress management is the #1 for the year, right? No. Lose weight or eat healthy or whatever. You can't just automatically change your entire diet overnight. You can change 1 meal per day, and that's 30% of your meals per week. And next week, change 2 meals per day. That's 60%. And you create a short-term plan that creates long-term results. It makes it much more sustainable and much easier for yourself.
If somebody wants to, again, change around their lifestyle, become more healthy, what does that conversation look like? So they come into you and they're talking. So like, what type of plan do you lay out for them?
Well, so a lot of times as a fitness professional, I've been doing this for quite some time. I've been doing this since I was 19 years old. Literally the only thing I know how to do. And it's a good thing. I wouldn't be very good at anything else. So a lot of the times the plan, they don't want to know the plan. They just want to know that they can trust you to enact the plan for them, because we suffer from, short-term attention span. We want things and we want them now. We want to hit the goal in a month. Guys come in, they want a big chest, big biceps, and they want it by summer, despite the fact that they can't do a single push-up, despite the fact they haven't been in the gym in years. There's all sorts of conditioning and orthopedic things we need to look at. So it's really just creating that trust between two people and knowing that there is a plan, and that you can show them the past that you have put a plan into action for other people and have been successful. And also, myself and my staff, I force them to constantly educate themselves, and I force them to be at the cutting edge of the scientific reading for exercise science and everything like that, and also the psychological aspect, because people don't want to know the entire plan. They just want to know that there is a plan. They don't want to know the nitty-gritty because it's going to bog them down. They're going to become very bored with it. They just want to know that there is one and that they can trust you to enact it.
One of the things that a lot of people overlook when they start talking about the gym and they hear fitness is that it could be a goal of maybe lowering blood pressure, getting off diabetes medications in some cases. So when you meet somebody who perhaps is watching our show right now, maybe they're retired or maybe they're overweight enough to where they're afraid to even venture much further out of their house. In fact, I just watched a great movie called Brittany Runs a Marathon. Have you seen this?
We were going to watch it last night.
Yeah, it's a great way to look at it in a whole different light, taking somebody who's afraid to even touch the doorknob to go outside and take a walk to running a marathon. But we don't have to all run a marathon, correct?
No, and I think a lot of times those goals are much more important, because that's what is truly going to change someone's life. I mean, the way you look, it obviously changes the way you feel. But if you can change the way your metabolism functions, the way your body is processing things, so you can live a healthy lifestyle and extend your life entirely, that's a much more important goal. And again, going back to kind of like, especially my generation, social media, everything's in your face, everything's very intimidating. It doesn't have to be. Movement is for everybody. Exercise is fun. It's not a chore, it's a privilege. I mean, we're born with these great bodies. Why would we not try to optimize what we can do with them, and not in a way that grinds you down, but in a way that builds you up?
Right. I mean, we were looking at somebody doing, I think it's Tai Chi, and that's something that is, no impact, and there's just all different ways to go about it. So, Pat, how can people get a hold of you specifically? We want to do that for you because you took the time to help educate us.
So you can find us at Jax Fit Academy on Instagram, and our website is jaxfitacademy.com.
Very nice.
Thank you so much for all your time and all your information. I know there's a lot of people out there that they're looking to get started, so this is a great route to go. Stick around, more to come.